President Trump is back at the White House tonight as the coronavirus continues spreading across the federal government, with the Coast Guard Vice Commandant now testing positive and the entire Joint Chiefs of Staff self-quarantining tonight. ABC's Elizabeth Schulze is in Washington, D.C. with the latest for our top story at 10.
The coronavirus spreading further across the government. The Vice Commandant of the Coast Guard, the latest to reveal he has tested positive. He was at the White House as recently as 10 days ago and is now in quarantine. Nearly all of the Joint Chiefs of Staff are also self-quarantining as a precaution. The news coming amid a COVID outbreak within the White House, starting all the way at the top with President Trump. At least 20 people who were near or around the president last week have now tested positive. And yet Trump is once again minimizing the threat of the virus to the public. The president falsely claiming COVID is no more deadly than the seasonal flu. That post getting flagged by Twitter as untrue and taken down by Facebook. Trump also tweeting he won't negotiate another coronavirus stimulus package until after the election, claiming the economy is doing very well. More than 210,000 Americans have died from COVID-19, and cases are now rising in 32 states, while nearly 11 million Americans remain out of work since February. But President Trump delivering this message in a promotional video.
Don't let it dominate you. Don't be afraid of it. You're going to beat it. We have the best medical equipment. We have the best medicines.
In reality, the president received medical care inaccessible to most Americans, and he was sick enough to be twice placed on supplemental oxygen, was provided experimental drugs that aren't FDA approved for COVID, and received a steroid usually reserved for severely or critically ill patients. Today, the White House physician, who initially falsely claimed Trump had not received supplemental oxygen, now says the president is reporting no symptoms and that his vitals are stable. The White House turning the dramatic moment when President Trump returned from Walter Reed Medical Center and ripped off his mask into a highly produced campaign video. But Joe Biden releasing this social media video in response, reiterating that message again today during a campaign event in Gettysburg.
Wearing a mask is not a political statement. It's a scientific recommendation.
President Trump, who's trailing Biden by 16 points in a new CNN SSRS poll, is eager to shift the conversation away from his health and back to the campaign. President Trump tweeting today he will attend next week's presidential debate in Miami. Elizabeth Schulze, ABC News, Washington.